Shabbat Shalom. I am Rabbi Lauren Werber with Congregation Beth Adam in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm thrilled that you are joining us for our streamed Shabbat service this week. We offer you a Shabbat experience from a humanistic perspective that I hope you'll find meaningful as you enter this time of reflection and rejuvenation. 6 days we speak. Tonight we listen. 6 days we build. Tonight we rest. 6 days we take care of others. Tonight we nurture ourselves. 6 days we work to change our world. Tonight we are renewed by what is eternal. 6 days we plan for the future. Tonight we are enveloped in the present. 6 days we eat and drink in haste. Tonight we savor the taste of bread and wine and feel the bond of the world that feeds us all. 6 days we teach. Tonight we learn. 6 days we hear the clamor. Tonight we listen for clarity. 6 days we struggle to expand our influence. Tonight we are dissolved into a greater influence. 6 days we focus our vision on the task at hand. Tonight we look beyond what we can see. May each of us find our Sabbath peace. Shabbat Shalom.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom.
As the sun descends and shadows lengthen, the direction of the days gives way to the stillness of night. It is time now for us to see not with our eyes, but with our hearts and minds. As the day gives way to evening, it is time for us to welcome Shabbat. The candles stand before us, waiting to be lit. We recall our ancestors as we too seek to dispel the darkness and banish the cold, to bring glowing softness, warmth, and safety into our homes. May the dancing flames of these candles kindle warmth within our hearts, wisdom in our minds, passion in our souls. Baruch ha'or ba'olam, blessed is the light within the world. Baruch ha'or ba'adam, blessed is the light within each person. Baruch ha'or ba'Shabbat, blessed is the light of Shabbat. As you know, we are beginning Memorial Day weekend, remembering those who died in our country's wars. It's actually a complex day, celebrating courage and selflessness and mourning for those who died defending our country and its principles, while also knowing the horrors and the injustices and the pain of war. President Eisenhower perhaps said it best. "I hate war," he said. "I hate war as only a soldier who has lived it can, only as one who has seen its brutality, its futility, its stupidity." But with it all, we know that sometimes war is the lesser evil. And so we offer gratitude to those who gave their lives in battle. We also know that too often war takes on its own life, even as it brings death. And we mourn for those who fought and died in wars that may not have been of their choosing. Knowing the pain of war, we take a few moments this evening as we begin Memorial Day weekend to dream of peace. For after all, the greatest honor we can bring to those who died in war is to ensure that others might live in peace. As we dream this dream, we turn to one of the places where peace today may feel furthest away. The words that follow come from a book called Turbulent Times, Prophetic Dreams, Art from Israeli and Palestinian Children, which was published back in 2000. How tragic, how very tragic that 24 years later, peace feels even further away. And yet, if these children, now adults, can dream, so can we. Here are some of their words. "I think that in the future there will be peace between Arabs and Israelis, and that is also what I want. I believe that we have to sit down and talk with each other, and that by understanding each other, we will be able to make a peace treaty that will last." Yisrael, age 12, Israeli. "Eventually, we will have peace in the land. We will be able to live with our neighbors and friends. The only bridges we will need are those that cross the streams between each other's houses." Mohammed, age 11, Palestinian. "The future must let peace survive." How? By having the parents learn from their children how to live in peace. If Israelis and Palestinians meet face to face, then perhaps there will be less fear between us. After all, the Palestinians seem to fear us, and we seem to fear them. Perhaps the contact between children can break this chain of fear. Noah, age 11, Israeli. "We can live in peace, but this can only happen without wars. Once we stop thinking of how we can win wars, we will begin to think about how we can make peace." Rokia, age 9, Palestinian. Two more. "The Palestinians throw stones at us, and we shoot at them. This must stop if there is to be peace between us. We are fighting over symbols, but people are being killed. Neither side seems ready to stop, but they must stop, or the only thing that will be left is the symbols. David, age 11, Israeli. I am tired of being scared and afraid for my parents, brothers, and friends. I want to have a life without fear. This is what I wish for all the children of the world. Maha, age 9, Palestinian. For these children, for all the children of the world, for all of us, and for all people, Na'aseh Shalom, we will make peace. We will make peace in the world. We will make peace for us and all the world. And let us say, Amen.
Na'aseh shalom ba'olam, Na'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Imaru shalom, Na'aseh shalom, Na'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Na'aseh shalom, na'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Na'aseh shalom, na'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Na'aseh shalom, na'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Na'aseh shalom, na'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam.
Still turning toward Memorial Day, still thinking about what we do after war. I want to share a story that's based on true events that occurred at the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in 1945, just after liberation. In the spring of 1945, the British Army liberated the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. What they found was devastation. Tens of thousands of people who had died or were dying from starvation, mistreatment, and disease. The Army turned the camp into a displaced persons camp where survivors could begin the long process of trying to rebuild. The camp, once a place of death, became a sort of temporary place of healing. Among those survivors were young people who had lost everything. Families, homes, entire communities, gone. But as weeks passed, something unexpected happened. There among the ruins, the survivors began to plant. Despite poor conditions, despite limited resources, some of the survivors and aid workers carved out small plots of earth near their barracks. There they planted wildflowers, vegetables, even tiny rose bushes. They found seeds, they borrowed tools, they dug into ground that had once seemed lifeless and that had seen so much death. One survivor, a young woman named Rachel, planted a small flower bed near the fence. When someone asked her why flowers of all things here? Why, when food and safety were still so precarious, she answered them, because they tried to bury us, but we are still here. And the flowers are for those who are not. Each bloom was a silent memorial, a way to say, you were here, you are not forgotten. Each sprout was a sign that life would grow again, even in this place once so filled with death. Over time at Bergen-Belsen, survivors developed schools, choirs, a theater group, a newspaper. But it was the gardens that people noticed first. Visitors expected sorrow, darkness, grayness, silence. Instead, they saw color. They saw life. They saw the human spirit quietly insisting, we are not only survivors, we are builders of life. We are builders of life. This story is not only about the Holocaust. It's about how people might respond to terrible loss. On this Shabbat approaching Memorial Day, we reflect not only on lives lost in war, but on those who survived, on how they are remembered, on how we remember. Because memory is not a passive act. We honor the power of memory, not only with silence, but also with action. Not with revenge, but with renewal. Not with tears alone, but with gardens, with flowers, with growth, with life. On this Shabbat, we remember those who died through acts of war, but also those who waged peace, who rebuilt, who cultivated hope, who planted seeds for the future. Remembering all of them with gratitude, we turn to our own memorial reflections. Recalling those in Bergen-Belsen, among others, who grew flowers out of memory and hope, we connect to our earth and to one another as we too remember. Everything, everywhere comes from one source. Our lives, all life, springs from that cause. Each thing, everything, is made of the same matter. Our lives, all life, is inseparable and of that ground. We are, each of us, uncommon expressions of that source, an intelligence unfolding to live one certain life. Our earth spins through space incredibly alive. Our nature and the nature of all must eventually cease. Our life, all life, must return to its field. All of us, each of us, resigns ever so humbly to become again, one again, with the earth. We are, everyone, a source and a benediction of life. We think of those we've loved and lost. We think of those whose lives were sacrificed for our protection with our memorial. Ein bidei hamavet hakoach la'kor ma shetamun balev. Death cannot take that which is locked in our hearts. With our tears, in our sorrow, we remember. With our courage and our strength, we do not forget. Acts of kindness, deeds of courage will remain. Beauty created, wisdom shared is not lost. With our tears, in our sorrow, we remember. Im dema'ot be'einenu be'et evlenu, nishmor al zecher ahuvenu. With our tears, in our sorrow, we remember. Zecher tzadik livracha. May the memory of good people bless our days. Return to joy and gratitude with the lifting of our cup of wine. As we lift this cup of wine, tribute to life's enchantments, may we find joy and contentment in our human endeavors. Baruchim hachaim ba'olam, blessed is the life within the world. Baruchim hachaim ba'adam, blessed is the life within us. L'chaim. Our closing song before a final benediction is Gesher Tsar Me'od, saying that all of life is a very narrow bridge. The important thing is not to be paralyzed by our fear. Perhaps tonight we think of a bridge, as one of those children said, a narrow bridge over the stream from our house to the house of a friend. Gesher Tsar Me'od, all life is a narrow bridge.
Kol ha'olam kulo Gesher Tsar Ma'od Gesher Tsar Ma'od Gesher Tsar Ma'od Kol ha'olam kulo Gesher Tsar Ma'od Gesher Tsar Ma'od V'haika lo lafached klal 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 v'haikar lo lafached klal v'haikar lo lafached klal.
May we know blessings those who are near. May we know blessings those who are far. May the Sabbath bring its goodness to everyone soon, wherever they are. May we know blessings through the day. May we know blessings through the night. May health be for our children. all things soon be right. May we know blessings in our comings. May we know blessings when we depart. May we live each day with peace and wisdom in each heart. Shabbat Shalom. May it be a Sabbath of peace as well as a weekend of reflection and of memory and of gratitude and of life. Shabbat Shalom.